Respected sadhakas, welcome. Let us enjoy our remembering the Lord at least this way through the study of Shastras of Itihasa Purana and Vedanta Grantha, and we can extend our prayers to that Lord to remain in our hearts all the time, to protect us, to guide us from His own Maya, His own Maya created Moha, Moha created worldliness, worldliness created samsara, samsara created misery. O Lord, take possession of our hearts. And being there, please do these things to happen. Maybe first experience you, second become your instrument in getting your work done through us. May we become fit instruments in your hands, O Lord. With this sankalpa, when we are attempting ourselves in an whatever our humble way, slowly, steadily, the required clarifications, clarities, maturities will happen steadily. As we say every day in all our classes, consistency in our Shastra Shravanam, starting and continuing our Mananam, starting and continuing our outer, inner, and Nididhyasanam named inner sadhana. When these are done, we are doing what we have to do from our side. Along with that, this let's fulfill any duties if they are there around with awareness, without any selfishness and ego or claiming, and anything comes, experiences good or bad, take it as Bhagavan's prasadam. So the prasada buddhi, the dharma buddhi, adhyatmika sadhana nishchaya, in that the part of swadhyaya, shravana, manana, nididhyasanam. When these become our order of day, not mere words. Na? Like I land on moon. Mere words, but really putting all efforts and creating the human voyage and exactly landing the moon. How much difference between saying so and doing so? In the same way, not only staying at saying level, but continuously doing level when we reach and maintain it. And once you start doing it, feel self respect, feel that pride inner without ego. That the toughest thing by God's Guru's grace we have started to do at least. And please remember the painful thing in the Guru and God that when we start our sadhana have reached some distance wherein much more distance has to be traveled, but just because the expected fruit has not come, in between only when we leave the journey and go back to our old worldly ruts and worldliness, the most disappointed would be the Lord as well as the Guru, because they were expecting a promising seeker who never stops till the goal is reached. So let us not be distracted by the temptations, distracted by our own inner misunderstanding, weaknesses, or whatever the challenges the mind throws. Let us not be distracted by the outer glitters or, or glowings, nor we be distracted by the misguidance of the Nastikas, who are nowadays are more powerful than the Astikas. That is their time now. नास्तिकों का बल वाला समय है कलयुग में. तो जितने बलपूर्वक वो लोग कहें, फिर भी हम अपने मार्ग से भ्रमित नहीं होना. Let these few be there, kept in mind, and then our regular job of coming to the class, listening to Shastra, taking up them Shastra, opening at home, going through the topic once more, noting the points which are important. Thereafter, pondering over them to know the validity of them, truth of them. Then, after once convinced, then think about how to achieve those heights and scales which are already shared in every of the class. Then that day, how much we have done sadhana. Next day, how much we have done sadhana. In this way, fully engrossed in it, we have to do it. You know, like if Gaganyaan or any uh, Aditya has to be sent, then first thing to do is worship Lord Surya. Oh Bhagavan, we want to send our this voyage to you with this spacecraft. Please allow this. Thereafter, all the details worked out. What is the distance of sun, temperature, and what is the material with which that has to be made, how far it has to be sent, what it should do. Oh, what a calculation goes on. देखो, दिमाग नहीं लगाओ तो जैसा हर एक चीज कंफ्यूज्ड रहता है, हाफ अंडरस्टूड रहता है, हाफ अंडरस्टूड हाफ हार्टेड रहता है. सो टू प्रॉपरली दिमाग लगाने से एवरीथिंग विल स्टार्ट बिकमिंग क्लियर इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग and very beautiful in inspiration. So in our sadhana also, that way becoming very clear intellectually as to what to do to reach to what we have to. Let us be on this path. May God, Gurus bless all of us. Today too we have in the evening our Bhagavatam Dashamaskandham 83rd chapter of the Yudhishthira Krishna Samvada. Thereafter the Draupadi and Krishna Patni Samvada. Then in Adhyatma Ramayanam, continuing to see what else Brahmadeva is doing the stuti of Rama, in which Rama's Nirguna and Saguna Sarupa, Lakshana, Mahima are told, and the necessity of reaching Rama in Bhakti Jnana are told, and the sadhanas to accomplish that also are told by Sri Brahmadevaji, and followed by it our Ashtottaram. Let us see. Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyaadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं. समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः. ओम परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो त्रयादिषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो दशदिक्पालकेभ्यो मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो ओम श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादि गुरुभ्यो आदि पराशक्ति मात्रे माता पितृदेवताभ्यो आद्य शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो अस्मद् गुरुभ्यो नमः. तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सिद्ध्यर्थं पुराण इतिहासोक्त भगवद् भागवत ऋषिमुनि गुरूणां दर्शन अनुग्रह प्राप्त्यर्थं भक्तादि साधनानाम् अवाप्त्यर्थम् अति विशेषतः सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणाम् आध्यात्मिक साधनानां योगानां गुरुशिष्य परंपरायाः देवता भक्त परंपरायाः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये हृदयपूर्वकेण निष्कामय भावेन निस्वार्थ भावेन निष्ठितानां समस्त साधक भक्त सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु धर्म संस्थापकानाम् अस्माकं सह आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेम स्थैर्य धैर्यादि श्रद्धा भक्त्यादि समस्त सत्संपदा सत्साधना सानुकूलता समस्त शक्तीनां प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य दशमस्कन्धस्य पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः. ओम निरोधस्यानुशयनमात्मनः सह शक्तिभिः उत्तरार्धः अथ 83तमोऽध्यायः. श्रीशुक उवाच. Let us chant from the verse Lakshmana Uvacha. It is 17th shloka. Om Shri Shuka Uvacha Lakshmana Uvacha Mamapi Rajñachyuta Janna Karma Cha Shrutva Muhur Narada Gita Masaha Chittam Mukunde Kila Padmahastaya Vrutaha Susamrushya Vihaya Lokapane Jnatva Mama Matam Sadhi Pita Duhitruvatsalah Bruhatsena iti Khyatah Tatropayamachikarato Yatha Swayamvare Ragni Matsyah Parthepsaya Krutah Ayam tu Bahirachannaha Dushyate Sajale Param Shutvaitas Sarvato Bhupa Ayayurmatmituh Puram Sarvastra Shastra Tattvajnaha Sopadhyayah Sahasrashah Pitra Sampujitaha Sarve Yatha Viryam Yatha Vayah Adaduhu Sasharam Chapam Vedhum Parshadi Madhyah Adaya Vyasujan Kechitu Sajjam Kartum Anishwaraha Akotijyam Samutkrishya Petureke Munahataha Sajjam Dhrutva Parevira Magadam Bhashta Bhimo Duryodhanah Karnaha Navindan Stadavastitim Matsyabhasam Jale Vikshya Jnatva च तद् अवस्थितिं पार्थो यत्तो सृजत बाणं नाचिनत् पस्पृशे परं राजन्येषु निवृत्तेषु भग्नमानेषु मानिषु भगवान् धनुराधाय सज्जं कृत्वाथ लीलया तस्मिन् सन्धाय विशिखं मत्स्यं वीक्ष्य सकृज्जले चित्वेषु नापातयत्तं सूर्ये चाभिजितिस्थिते दिवि दुन्दुभयो नेदुः जयशब्दयुता भुवि देवाश्च कुसुमासारानो मुमुचुर्हर्षविह्वलाः तद्रङ्गमाविशमहं कलनूपुराभ्यां पद्भ्यां प्रगृह्य कनकोज्ज्वलरत्नमालां नूत्ने निवीय परिधाय च कौशिकाग्र्ये सव्रीडः सवदना कबरीधृतस्रक उन्नीय वक्त्रमुरुकुन्तलकुण्डलत्विड् गण्डस्थलं शिशिरहास कटाक्षमोक्षैः राज्ञो निरीक्ष परितः शनकैर्मुरारेः हंसेऽनुरक्तहृदया निदधे स्वमालां तान्मृदङ्गबडहाः शङ्खभेर्यानकादयः निनेदुर्नटनर्तक्यः ननृतुर्गायका जगुः एवं वृते भगवती मयेशे नृपयूतपाः न सेहिरेयाग्नसेनि स्पर्धन्तो हृच्छयातुराः मां तावद्रथमारोप्य हयरत्नचतुष्टयं शार्ङ्गमुद्यम्य सन्नद्धः तस्थावाजौ चतुर्भुजः दारुकश्चोदयामास काञ्चनोपस्करं रथं मिषतां भूभुजां राज्ञी मृगाणां मृगराडिव तेन्वसञ्जन्तराजन्या निषेद्धुं पति केचन संयात्ता उद्धृते श्वासा ग्रामसिंहा यथा हरिं तेषार्ङ्गच्युतबाणौघैः कृत्वा बाह्वरङ्घ्रिकन्धराः निपेतुः प्रधने केचित् एके संत्यज्य दुद्रुवुः ततः पुरीं यदुपतिरत्यलङ्कृतां रविच्छदध्वजपटचित्रतोरणां कुशस्थलीं दिवि भुवि चाभिसंस्तुतां समाविशत् तरिणिरीव स्वकेतनं पिता मे पूजयामास सुहृत् सम्बन्धि बान्धवान् महार्हवासोऽलङ्कारैः शय्यासनपरिच्छदैः दासीभिः सर्वसम्पद्भिः भटे भरतवाजिभिः आयुधानि महार्हाणि ददौ पूर्णस्य भक्तितः आत्मा रामस्य तस्येमा वयं वै गृहदासिकाः सर्वसङ्गनिवृत्त्याद्धा तपसा च बभूविम महिष्य ऊचुः भौमं निहत्य सगणं युधितेन रुद्धाः ज्ञात्वा तनः क्षितिजये जितराजकन्याः निर्मुच्य संसृतिविमोक्षम् अनुस्मरन्तीः पादाम्बुजं परिणिनाय आप्तकामः न वयं साध्विसाम्राज्यं स्वाराज्यं भौज्यमप्युत वैराज्यं पारमेष्ट्यं च आनन्त्यं वा हरेः पदं कामयामः एतस्य श्रीमत्पादरजश्रियः कुचकुङ्कुमगन्धाढ्यं मूर्ध्ना वोढुं गदाभृतः व्रजस्त्रियो यद्वाञ्छन्ति पुलिन्द्यस्तृणवीरुधः गावश्चारयतो गोपाः पादस्पर्शं महात्मनः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां दशमस्कन्धे उत्तरार्धे द्रौपदी कृष्णपत्नीनां संवादो नाम 83तमोऽध्यायः। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम गंगरवति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुंठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मा मुञ्चत कर्हिचित्। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः उत्तरार्धः अथ 83तमोऽध्यायः। Friends, 82 exhaustively studied because of the important topics it contained. In the 83rd chapter of Dashamaskandha, we have a few topics. Topic 1, the Bhagavan Krishna asking welfare of Yudhishthira Adi and others. How beautifully Yudhishthira replied, that we have seen. These are the two topics. Thereafter, Draupadi asking all the Ashtamahishi of Krishna, how did they get that marriage is with Krishna. In this third topic, third one, all the seven Patnis tell in one shloka their marriage with Krishna. The eighth one, the Lakshmana, she talks in exhaustive details about her marriage with Krishna. Fourth topic, in the last fifth topic, even the 16,000 other those Rajaputris, the wives of Krishna, representing all of them. The Rohini also speaks about her marriage, their marriage with Krishna. All of them to the end they say, we don't want Swarajyam, Vairajyam, Parameshtam, Rasatalam, none of the things we want. We want only Krishna Pada Seva, Krishna Pada Raja. That is what is our fulfillment. So that shows all these Patnis how greatly devoted to the Lord. That shows how wonderfully He has taken care of them. Therefore, any stupid fellows of any religion, if they question our Krishna's marriage with so many, let them be given this slap with this understanding that not even one has complained. So, therefore, how can he be a Bhagavan if he marries so many? To that question of that stupid fellows, the answer is that only he has to be Bhagavan only. Then only he can manage so many of wives in one time. That way, these all people very grossly they see, they don't know all that. They're all very high, very mystical. So many things. So many of the women folk want Krishna Bhagavan as their pati for so many lives. The whole Selme Bhagavan in that Krishna avatara fulfill their wish because Bhagavan is there only to fulfill the wishes of bhaktas having themselves doing all the upasana and deserving it. Like that, so many very subtle unknown secrets will be there at the spiritual level, vision level. The 8 are the Ashtada Prakriti, the 16,000 are the ways in which the mana has its own vrittis. So Ashtada Prakriti and Mano vrittis, all of them which belong to Maya, obviously, are the consort of the Narayana, the Vishnu, the Paramatma, only is Mayapati. So it is agreed everywhere. So therefore, there should be no such funny questions asked based on some very bad intentions, etc. We have to see the both the Tattva standpoint, the Leela standpoint, and Bhagavan's Avatara standpoint. Then we should have the clarity as much as we can. And why go for all the inquiry of Manabuddhi? Our Gurus told, our Shastras gave us, Krishna came as an avatar and he has married and managed all of them. Just accept and go ahead. That's it. Is it not? That's how we have to be quietening our minds, intellects from the unnecessary shouting or questions which will create the nastikata in us. So, to the influence of other non devotees, we should not bother. No, our problem is not how many wives Krishna had or children and all. That's all historical. Our purpose is how much devotion we have for Krishna, and by His grace are experiencing that Krishna Tattva, Bhagavat Tattva everywhere. Let us be on that focusing. Okay. Now in this chapter 83, in the first topic, yesterday we saw Sri Sukha Uvacha. Shukdev ji is telling to Parikshit ji, Tata Anugruhya Bhagavan. Having this way, Bhagavan having blessed Gopinam to gopis. And who is Krishna for gopis? Guruhu and Gatihi. So Bhagavan is the Gati for them as well as the Guru. So Guru is the teacher, therefore he gives Upadesha and guidance of all sorts. Gati, yesterday we gave four meanings. Gati is the destination, Gati is the direction, Gati is the path, Gati is the movement with a respective speed. So for them, Krishna alone that too. In the same way, when we also accept Krishna as Krishna Vande Jagat Gurum, take him as the Gati, Sachidananda Rupaya Ityadi, his blessings will come in empowering us also with all wisdom to take up the right path with the right speed in the right direction to reach the right destination. हो गया? Then Yudhishthira Matha Apurachat, having that way giving the great Tattva Jnana to go, because now Bhagavan Krishna asked Yudhishthira ji and also other Suhrudaha, Sarvansha Suhrudaha, all the well-wisher, favorable, friendly kings, etc. What did he ask? Avyayam. So the welfare of all sorts, health-wise, the Rajya-wise, the Dhana-wise, the security-wise, the Praja-wise, and their happiness, their prosperity. So this is called as Avyayata. All sorts of welfare Krishna inquired to Yudhishthira and other Suhrud kings. Yesterday we have seen this also. Then to that, what a beautiful answer representing all. Yudhishthira spoke, or some of the other kings also. Hame Hamilana Ityadi. These three shlokas become two shlokas only, become a beautiful thing to for us to understand Krishna Mahima and recognition of this Krishna Mahima by those great bhaktas like Yudhishthira and all, because of which they could stand strongly on dharma, they could strongly with what do you say, control and suppress the adharma, could continue as a great bhaktas, and thus enjoy this world as a king while serving the praja and becoming bhakta of Bhagavan, and through his grace they could get the jnanam and moksham also. This is how this beautiful portion of Krishna Mahima in short, sung by the Rajas, led by Yudhishthira. Such a great thing it is. These are the ones which should enter into our hearts. What did he say? Ki kutaha ashivam. How come there be by any reason ashivam, inauspiciousness, dukkha, failure, misery to any of we the kings and the subjects praja ruled by us? How can there be? Why? The reason is tat charanambuja asavam. And it all the time where we are enjoying our devotion at your own lotus feet. And who is telling us all these things about your glory? Mahan manastaha mukha nisrutam. Mahan means the great bhaktas. Manastaha from their minds and mukha from their mouths. Nisrutam which is continuously expressed. So Mahan Manasta Nisrutam, the glory of Guru Charana, Bhagavad Charana is in the form of the Shastras that are written. And Mukha Nisrutam is directly when they have spoken about the greatness of you. सो आपके महिमा का सुनने के कारण महात्माओं के मुखारविंद से पढ़ने के कारण शास्त्रों के माध्यम से वी गॉट तच्चरण अंबुजासवम द नेक्टराइन टेस्ट ऑफ द लोटस ऑफ योर फीट द डिवोशन टू दैट पाद then how come there be any amangalata ashivam because once you enter into our hearts through this means of our devotion to you gained through knowing your Mahima by listening to the Mahatmas, by listening, reading their books, etc., our antakaranas become Shuddha. So we don't become any more selfish, we don't become any more adharmic, we don't remain as papi. So selflessly, dharmika rupena, when we are doing the punya karma, ruling the kingdom, and when we have taken reaching you only as the goal, moksha, not any of the artha and kama. So everything is very well fit, everything is perfect. And how can there be any ashivam at the mind level, at the indriya level, at the deha level, at the vyavahara level, at the raja ruling level, and the praja level? No chance at all. Now, this not a big lesson, one shloka to be studied by all politicians? That listening to Mahima of Bhagavan and studying all the Shastras, like our Prime Minister, the only reason for him to be so versatile in his all round expression is of Shastra Jnana only. Today's that talk in that B20, the again all inclusive, not even anything of other thing touched. How the business importance in this growing world, which has got separated because of pandemic, again now has to come back together, synergize. Then all that chain system of supplies, how India can be the rule guide for it or the helping people for you. What a great thing everything it was. Such a big business magnets of all over the country world were there, all the G20 wale. Then they were all, I was watching their faces. Everyone was stunned to listen to the depth and width of the speech of the Prime Minister. उनके सामने तो सब बच्चे लोग दिख रहे थे in their wisdom about the business in which you are living, they are living from whole life. So this vision, which is everyday what vision is required to express, cannot come unless the deep-rooted Shastra Jnana, deep-rooted Daiva Bhakti, deep-rooted Guru Mahima Bhakti, along with that pure Desha Bhakti, selflessness, egolessness. Unless these qualities are there, this much of perfect expression cannot come from anyone. Now let everyone follow that. Why everything oppose? Why put a Shiva Shakti name? Arey, you suggest what name for the next one? If it is good, we'll put it. क्यों ऐसे खुंदक खाते हैं पागल लोग? Anyway, so the idea is what? He says, Yudhishthira and all Rajas, there cannot be Ashivam in our hearts or the world outside. Because why Ashivam comes? Because of the impurity of selfishness and ego. Why do they come? Because of ourselves taking a special individual. Why that happens? Because of delusion. Why the delusion comes? Because of ignorance. Ignorance of what? About the Lord, His supremacy, His kindness, compassion, and the need of our being devoted to Him and listening to what he says through शास्त्रास. इन सब विषयों का अज्ञान से मोह से ये व्यक्तित्व का से इंडिविजुअलिटी के कारण it has all the negativities to bring Ashiva to the world. Now, when we are every day listening to your glory and Mahima and living a pious and pure life wherever we are put, how can there be any Ashiva? See the clarity there. At the national international level it has to be practiced as soon as possible. जो होगा सो होगा, बट आप और हमको तो इसको हमें स्वीकार करना है ना. At our own individual level, let our hearts be filled with the goal of Bhagavan through Saguna and Nirguna, having heard Shastras again and again, keeping that in mind while walking towards that, conducting ourselves in the world outside in a chaste, perfect manner, fulfilling all our duties. We can have auspiciousness experienced in our own heart, Shivatva, and the same Shivatva we can spread around the world. देखो शिवा शक्ति is the name of the spot where lander landed. So kutaha ashivam. How can there be ashiva? There will be Shiva only. Very, very interesting. Kutaha Shivam. Tvacharanambujasavam. The devotion or the glory of your Mahima, that means your Charana. Mahan Manastaha, from the minds of the Mahatmas, and Mukha, from the mouth of the Mahatmas. Nisrutam, when it is coming out. Kvachit, even once, Pibantiye, those who drink Karnaputaihi, with the vessels of the ears. Alam Prabho. Oh Lord, is that not enough? एक बार भी आपके महिमा महात्मा से सुने तो whole life becomes Shiva and Shubha Yukta. Every day we are listening. How can there be the Shiva of any sort? See, this is what should enter into us and make us question. We are listening to Shastra every day. Let us develop that attitude of listening by which from our life all the Ashubha Ashiva goes away. Only Shubhatva Shivatva in our Vicharana, in our Dharana, in our Sadhana, in our Jivana. Only that should come. Let us spread this very moment. O Lord, like Yudhishthira, they were also listening to your kathas every day. But please make us listen these things with such a heart of subtlety that we grasp not only the story or knowledge aspect, we also must be convinced about the need of living life only as the Jnani and Bhakta, Jignasu and Bhakta, so that our life is, while dedicating to your pursuit, become purer and purer and purer. That's it. Not even one trace of ego, selfishness, any of the Vishayatva, Bhogatva of the world, which is the doer of makers of doing the papa, like the morning class, Yoga Darshanam, Sarvam Dukkhameva Vivekinaha. May we become like that. In this mood, when we listen to these portions, very excellent. Then Deham Mrutam, Dehakrut Asmriti Chidam. See, Deha Mrutam, for those who are living the life at the body level and suffering as samsari. And why all that samsara to them? Deha Mrutam, Dehakrut. Means देह के द्वारा बना हुआ अस्मृति. अस्मृति मीन्स इग्नोरेंस, इग्नोरेंस माया. तो देह तादात्म्य से एक्सप्रेस होने वाला ये माया जो है छिदम, उसको छेदन करने वाला आपके महिमा को एक बार भी सुन ले. So that glory of you when heard even once, which is a remover of the asmriti, the ignorance and maya. Okay, asmriti ched, asmriti ka chedan karna. Asmriti means ignorance. Ignorance and maya are two words for the same thing. So the ignorance and maya ka chedan karne wala for the deha bhrata, the people who are identified with the deha, thereafter there is no identity with the deha, therefore they don't work for their own selfishness. So then they work for the total world. There are two versions here. Here, very subtle. We have to use the Taittiriya Upanishad, which we are studying nowadays from last almost 470 days. What was said there? Etadannamayamatmanamupasangramati. Etam pranamayamatmanamupasangramati. Have we not seen in our Brahmavalli? In this last one also, Etamannamayamatmanam upasangramya. Etam pranamayamatmanam upasangramya. Last what happens? Sayaschayam purushescha savaditye sayekah saya evam vita. Tomorrow day after we are going to study this. Then asmad lokat pretya iman lokan kamani kamarupyanu sancharan. The essence of all that is what is it? Here, deha bratam, deha krut asmriti chidam means what? Those who are by identifying with single isolated deha or panchakosha or three kosha or three shariras, living a wretched life of selfishness at the cost of the peace of totality. When they become your devotee and listen to your glory through the Mahatma's mouths and the reading of books, they develop in turn slowly the two types of knowledges and visions. One is all permeating is Parabrahman, on him the whole world is superimposed, therefore there is nothing real about this world. That knowledge in turn from the other side empower these people, therefore seek that eternal Satyam Jnanam Ananta Brahma as the goal. For that, from where you are, you have to transcend all the layers. The two tracks of the layers which you have to transcend are one, the Stula to Sukshma to Karana to Atita. That is one track of layer we have to cross. Second is the Vyashti to the Samishti. So by God's grace, when we study the Shastras regularly, from the Vyashti to the Samishti, we reach to. So the व्यष्टि उपाधियों को कैटर करने के बजाय with the व्यष्टि उपाधि we start serving the samashti. So not my annamaya kosha alone is important, entire universal annamaya kosha. Today's whole talk about the B20 meeting was focused only on this by the Prime Minister. Remember, the whole world has to grow. He was giving insistence on one point. What is that? Date is not declared because he can't take authority of everything. To that, B20 onko bola unhone, but the idea was genuine. What is that? International Consumers Day. International Consumers Day ek bana do. He was stressing, you are a businessman, you are the producers of all the things. as long as you don't focus on the consumers, because it is consumers who consuming our goods give business to us. If you don't cater to them, if you don't make your plans a business from their standpoint of their welfare, you'll be kicked only. So therefore, business is business only when, not when the producers, creators focus on their own prosperity. It should be on the consumer based. So declare a consumer day of the whole world. Let all consumers of our business products be respected and valued. Whole world will become one. The economic problems go away. The food problems will go away. Mutual fightings will go away. There will be no poverty. The India slogan of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that will be established. How wonderful all those thoughts. What they are saying is this only. From the Vesti to the Samashti. It's not my Annamaya Kosha, all the worlds. It's not only my Pranamaya, the whole world. Manomaya mera nahi, पूरे सबका मन. मेरा ये बुद्धि नहीं, सबका बुद्धि. देखो, you know, sharing our own this Chandrayaan achievements with the whole world. Let them also send. After this is achieved from Vesti to Samashti, again from in the Samashti, from the Stula to the Sukshma. Again there also Samashti Stula to Annamaya to the Prana में जाओ, प्राण से मनो, मनो से विज्ञान, विज्ञान से डायरेक्ट ब्रह्म तत्व. This is what is the theme of all our Upanishads. Whether you call it as इंद्रियाणि पराणयाहु इंद्रियेभ्य परमनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिर्बुद्धेरात्मा महान् परः महता परमं व्यक्तम व्यक्तात् पुरुषः परः पुरुषान्न परं किंचित् सा काष्ठा सा परागतिः. This is what is said in Kathopanishad about the hierarchy of what is the subtle most from the grossest. And then to reach to that, the sadhana also indicated. Yachedvang manasi prajnah tadyached jnana atmani jnanamatmani jnanamatmani mati yached tadyached shante atmani. After this only comes uttishtata jagrata prapyavara nivodata, arise, awaken, go to the Shrestha Purushas like gurus and get educated from them, as was said by our Yamaraj to Nachiketa, which is added by our Vivekananji, something else from his side. Stop not till the goal is reached is his coining. It is not in the Upanishad. Upanishad mein prapya varan nimodata. Go to a great gurus and get educated from them as to how to live life for sadhana and so reaching the ultimate. So this is what here from the Vesti to Samashti, from the Stula to the Sukshma to Karana to the beyond is our spiritual journey. That is the meaning of here. Dehakrut asmruti chidam. So when one listens to even little kathas of Krishna, they will enhance our bhakti to Krishna. That makes us qualified for listen to the Krishnopadesha of Gita, Krishnopadesha of Bhagavata. This Gita and Bhagavata being the essences of the Upanishads, we will be interested later on to go to the study of Upanishad, and Upanishad being the ultimate literature of guiding the whole about guiding to us about the whole universe, its making up, and how we get bound and how to get liberated. उपनि पूर्वस्य क्विप्रत्ययान्तस्य सदेहे धातोः विसरणगति अवसाधन रूपत्वात् उपनिषद शब्द ब्रह्म विद्या उच्यते. Now we have studied in both Upanishads of Katha and many of the ones. What is the meaning of Upanishad? Sadehe dhatoho visharana gati avasadana. Only Upanishad tells how to loosen the stronghold of samsara, how to reduce the ignorance or remove or destroy the ignorance, and how to reach to Brahman. So we become qualified for Brahman through the qualification obtained for study Upanishads, that is through the qualifications to study the Gita and Bhagavatam, that is through by becoming a devotee, that is by listening to the words of Mahatmas. So in that way, Dehakrut Asmruti means the Stula Sukshma Karana Deha and Vyashti Samashti are all Asmruti, is an avidya, it is an ignorance, wherein when it hides the supreme truth or reality. Then we know the transcendental reality and know that the same reality with its own power is appearing as this world has a play without any purpose of loss or gain, then we are not bound. So Yudhishthira, they are at that level. Therefore, there is no ashivam in their understanding. How can there be ashivam in their doings? Then how can there be ashivam in the results? ज्ञान में खोट नहीं है तो कर्म में खोट नहीं है तो फल में खोट क्यों होगा? ज्ञान में परफेक्शन है तो एक्शन विल बी परफेक्ट, रिजल्ट विल बी परफेक्ट. सो द शिव ज्ञानम दे हैव गॉट, शिव व्यवहार दे डू, तो therefore will be everything will be shivatva only there. There is no chance for any ashivatva. These are the knowledges to be given to our youth, children, so that they imbibe this and live life like that glorious, dignified Hindu Sanatana Dharmi, keeping Bhagavan as goal, serving the world as the means, playing in this world through that service, without having any ego, without having any selfish, any worldly goal as the goal. What is the goal for you to become such great scientist or prime minister? Just allow the divinity to express. That's it. There's no other goal. Not money making, not black money, not 10 times only. I only have to become powerful. Let the Lord express through me. That's it. That is the only goal. For whatever the choice you want. What you personally want. Are, I am not there as personally. How can there be want? Like Gurudev says, Gurudev, I want happiness. Somebody said. Gurudev said, remove I, remove want. You are already happy. ईगो एंड सेल्फिशनेस छोड़ दो तो यू आर ब्लिसफुल. द ब्लिस एक्सप्रेसेस थ्रू यू. You are not a miserable fellow seeking bliss. You discover yourself to be of the nature of bliss. So this श्लोक has that many meanings. कुतः अशिवम, कहाँ से अशिव होगा? तच्चरण अंबुजासवम, which is that manas mahan manastah mukha nisrutam क्वचित पिबन्ति. ये whoever are listening or drinking the glory of the महिमा of you, thereby gaining devotion to you. कर्णपुटहि अलम प्रभो देहमृताम देहकृत अस्मृति छिदम. देह के कारण, देह तादात्म्य के कारण क्रिएट और मेंटेन होने वाला स्मृति ज्ञान को, अज्ञान को, माया को छेदन करने वाला आपका सगुण निर्गुण ज्ञान को निरंतर जो सुनते हैं. Like you and I also, morning and evening, regular to our classes, slowly the smriti ajnana replaced by smriti jnana, our life should become Shiva Swarupa. What is Shiva Swarupa? I and mine are not there. You and yours, O Lord. Not even any other individual. Through every individual only we work. It's the relative world. But our drishti always should be on Parabrahma Paramatma, on Him only as the world, ourselves as the sevaks to it when we are in the world outside. बाहर जाते ही दासोहम वाला कपड़े पहनकर करके आना सेवा, अंदर आते ही वो छोड़कर सोहम वाले कपड़े में रहना है. That's what our job. Clear? Same now. Yudhishthira says, Hitva Atmadhama Vidhuta Atmakruta Triavastam Ananda Samplavam Akhandam Akuntha Bodham Kala Upasrushta Nigama Avana Atta Yoga Maya Akrutim Paramahamsagatim Natahasma. No, this shloka I need 2 days to talk because of the details in that. These two shlokas are so big because so many people were there. Each one is given a mic. It takes months for studying. Everyone is talking. Everyone will have to go to their places after the Grahanam. Therefore, in one shloka, what all the Rajas said, including Yudhishthira, all of that is summarized and given by Vyasaji and Shukadevji here. In this shloka, 3 topics are there. One is having given up these wrong notions. What are they? We will see. Second, we will do surrender. We have surrendered to you in devotion. Point 2. Third, who are you? ऐसे ऐसे चीजों को छोड़कर एक बात आपको हम नमस्कार कर रहे हैं. 2 बात. तीसरा, कौन आप है? So the glory or the guna or the mahima of the God is explained, and to that Lord we are surrendering is explained, and for that whatever the obstructions are there in the form of our own value and attachments given to some nonsense, having given up that. Okay, let us see one by one. Very simple. Hitva means you all know. Hitva means having given up. What is that? Atma Dhama. Atma Dhama, the abode of the self, abode of the individuality. What is the abode and self of the individuality? This own body. आत्मधाम मतलब ये प्योर आत्मा जो इनफाइनाइट है उसको एक जगह पकड़ के झकड़ के रखने वाला, दैट इज अ शरीर ओनली. सो आत्मधाम मीन शरीर तादात्म्य. Once Sharira Tadatma is said, it should include Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira, but Sukshma Karana Sharira living becomes easier when the sthula giving up is done, which is very tough. Because whole Jagrada Avastha in which we really cherish so much starts from Stula Sharira. If one has to transcend Stula Sharira Adhatmya, he should lose the interest in the entire Jagrada Avastha. How much sophisticated, wonderful, comfortable, super, divine, beautiful, joyful it may look. ये सारे स्थूल जगत ये स्थूल देह तादात्म्य से दिखने वाला है, इसमें कोई सत्यता नहीं. But it's not an easy task. That's why whenever it is said Atma Dhama or Sharira, first we consider as Stula Sharira Tadatmya. Obviously, next is Sukshma Karana also ho jata hai. So, Hitva Atma Dhama means having given up our ownership identity with the Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira to begin with Stula Sharira. ओके हित्वा आत्मधाम एक्सप्लेन किया. नो द लास्ट लाइन क्या है कि परमहंस गतिम नताहस्म. नताहस्म मीन्स वी आर कंटिन्यूअसली इन आवर सैल्यूटेशन, सरेंडर एंड आल्सो द वर्शिप ऑफ यू ओ लॉर्ड. नताहस्म मतलब नमस्कार करते रहते, प्रेजेंट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस. एंड हित्वा आत्मगतिम नतास्म, गिव आत्मा धाम नतास्म, giving up our identity with the upadhis, we are always doing upasana and surrender to you. In these two lines itself, like in Bhagavad Gita, first word dharma, the last word is mama. In these two only, the entire sara of Bhagavad Gita, the entire sara of all shastras, the entire sara of sadhana of a human evolution, they are hidden. Dharma and mama, mama dharma. So through the Vyavaharik Dharma, you are clearing your obligations to the world. Through the Jiva Dharma of your Adhyanam and slowly evolving yourself from the attachments of the Upadhis, you are fulfilling your Jiva Dharmas. And by discovering your own essential self, you are clearing or achieving the Parama Dharma. So Vyavaharik Dharma, Jiva Dharma, Paramarthika Dharma, fulfilling is the purpose of the human life. That's called Mama Dharma. So in the first and last word of Gita, we understand the essence not only of Gita, all Shastras and human evolution. Here also, in these two, Hitva Atmadhama Natahasma. Bas. Just come out of all identity with the Upadhis and the Bhoga for the Upadhi. Just do the surrender to the Lord in devotion or merge in the Lord in meditation. Who is that Lord? In these three lines it is explained. So beautiful it is, so wonderful, so touching, so complete, so wonderful. First one, ki vidhuta atmakruta tri avastham. That Lord, when we worship or meditate, atmakruta tri avastham, atma here again is deha tadatmya. Tri avastha is three jagra sapna sushupti. That Lord, when we meditate on Him or when we surrender to Him through His grace, the wisdom comes in us because of which we give up the identity with the Sharira, Sula, Sharira, Sukshma, Sharira, Karana. Stula Sharira से जागृत अवस्था, सूक्ष्म शरीर से स्वप्न अवस्था, कारण शरीर से तो सुषुप्ति अवस्था होता है. ये तीनों को हम पार करेंगे. So then what remains? Then the Turiya Avastha, the Avastha of the Sadvastu, the Paramatma. Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vigneyaha, as it is said in our Mandukya. Nanta Pragnam Navish Pragnam No Vayata Pragnam Na Pragnanaganam Na Pragnam Na Pragnam Adrushyam Avyavaharyam Agrahyam Avyapadesham Ekatmya Pratyasaram Prapanchomshamam Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vigneyaha. So it is God's grace by which three Deha Tadatmya and the experience thereof called as three avasthas is transcended to reach to that sublime substratum of the whole thing, whole world, our own essential self. So hitva atmadhama natahasma, having given up our hold on to these upadhis, we salute to the God, His grace. When we worship Him, when we study Shastras given by Him, slowly it leads us to this result. Remember, ऐसा बोलने से ना तुरंत ऐसे एक क्षण में फल मिलता है, ऐसा नहीं सोचना. Like when you ask somebody how to reach to that place, he says, बस take right turn, वहाँ फिर थोड़ा दूर जाके left ले लो, पहुँच जाएगा. Does it mean that the moment he said, concluded saying that you have reached? You have to start your vehicle, you have to go to that distance, take right turn, go to that set place. कभी वो बोलता है आप राइट ले लो, थोड़ा आगे जाना, फिर थोड़ा लेफ्ट मुड़ते आएगा. ये थोड़ा विल बी 10 किलोमीटर देर. देन थोड़ा लेफ्ट मुड़ के वहां फिर 20 के बाद मिलता है. वो उस बंदे को बोलने का ढंग ऐसा है बस. सेम वे डोंट इमेजिन दैट कि ऐसे भगवान का नमस्कार कर दी, इमीडिएटली त्रिदेह तादात्म्य में चला गया, देन त्रिअवस्था पार हो गए, देन परमात्मा मिल गया. Don't imagine like that it suddenly happens. It means that this is how it has to happen to you. You make it happen by your own sadhana. You have to be there in that because he gave the roadmap. He will not go for you. He will not carry you. You have to walk. So too, we have to do the upasana, the Lord Natasma means upasana shastra dhenam till we thoroughly understand that these three upadhis are only projection on reality and giver of all the samsara. Therefore, consciously living whole day nirupadhika, though while functioning through upadhi, when you do for a few lives, then the upadhi tadhatmya, then three avastha slowly get reduced, then the चतुरी avastha we enter into. इसको ऐसा समझना चाहिए. And once those who do exclusively only this one, giving up everything else, then for them the path is straight. They keep on moving. एक दिन पहन जाते हैं. Like कुछ लोग होते हैं. When you want to go to Tirupati Darshanam, nowhere else. It's very interesting. They get down in railway station. They take bath there only. They just go by climbing or vehicle. सीधा line में खड़े हो गए, दर्शन कर लिए, आ गए. There's no other agenda in their mind. But there are 100 people. And the people who have 100 projects. पहले तिरुपति उतरेंगे, वहाँ 4 दिन रहेंगे, फिर वहाँ के सारे छोटे-मोटे मंदिर देखेंगे, अच्छे-अच्छे होटल में खाएँगे, वहाँ का शॉपिंग करेंगे. Then after 10 days, then we'll be going to Tirumala. There also all the places we will see. Then one of the day, we stand in the line. So they only have delayed their darshan. For them, that time only it will take. जिसने कहा बस वही जाना है, वही करना है, हो गया. In our life also, we have 100 agendas. Among them, this is one. अब होने का कभी है? Think about it. This is one way of people. Others, many agendas they have. Then they will go through that. Delay होता है. It's in our hands. Okay. So, hitvatma dhama natahasma. Homa की first one is कि vidhuta atmakruta triyavastham. The one who washes away the three avasthas which are because of the atma here means स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण देह. स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण से होने वाला ये जो तीन अवस्थाएं जो आते आते रहते हैं सुख के नाम पे दुख देते हैं, that which is washed by the grace of Lord or knowledge of the Lord. Second, therefore once you cross the three avasthas where there is only misery, when you cross it, ananda samplavam. Ananda samplavam means it is a full immersion in the bliss of ananda only. वह सिर्फ आनंद आनंद ही होता है. That is why ha o. See, etat samagayan naste. We are going to see in 2-3 days our Taittiriya conclusion ka ye mantra. So Ananda Samplavam. There the Ananda is there without any Anandi having the Ananda of any object. So the subject object connection rupi conditional limited Ananda nahi hai wo. That is the bliss itself is our experience and nature. It's not that Vishayananda, it is not Nidra Ananda, it is not the reflected Ananda, it is not Tripudikruta Ananda, that the I contacted the object, it was conducive, therefore I felt the happiness. No. Ananda Samplavam. Total immersion in the Ananda means discovering ourselves to be Ananda Swarupa. Ananda Samplavam. And how it looks like? Akhandam. Akhanda means that Ananda immersion is Khanda Rahita. Like Nidra Ananda is so beautiful, but after 9 hours or after 1.5 hour of the class, it is Khandita. You wait for the next class. So that Ananda Akhanda. And Akuntha Bodham. And it is also of the pure consciousness, which is not Kunti Bhuta with the Triputi of Jnata Jnanam Gneyam. तो ज्ञाता ज्ञान ज्ञेय रूपी वृत्ति ज्ञान से परे शुद्ध ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप is called as akuntha bodham. So to Ananda Samplava means the pure bliss, not conditioned, not reflected. That is what is the Chaturthi Avastha, beyond the three Avasthas. That comes to us when we become devotee of God, study the Shastras and do sadhana. Third one, Kala Upasrushta. And the same Lord, Kala Upasrushta, because created in time. Nigama Kalopasrushta Nigama Avana Atta Yoga Maya Kritim. Kala means in time. Upasrushta means which has what do you say? Submerged or eliminated or destroyed or removed. What is that? Nigama Avana. Nigama means Shastra. Avana means to protect. Atta Yogamaya Kritim. The one who, with his own Yogamaya Shakti, has taken this Krishna Rupa for the establishment of the Shastra. Here means the Dharma, which has been eliminated or reduced its effect because of Kala. तो काल के कारण धर्म में लोभ होने के कारण उस धर्म का काल का जो शास्त्र सॉरी उस धर्म का जो शास्त्र ही रक्षण करता है उसका रक्षण पुनः करने के लिए माया से जिन्होंने कृष्ण रूप लिया है उनको मैं नमस्कार कर रहा हूं या हम नमस्कार कर रहे हैं। काल उपसृष्ट निगम अवन काल के द्वारा in time Kali Kala, Dwapara, every Kala has its effect of making the lupta of this jnana of Shastras, avana, to protect. Atta Yoga Maya Akruti. The one who with Yoga Maya who took this Akruti of Lord Krishna. Then ultimately Paramahamsa Gatim. He is the ultimate goal to be reached by all the Paramahamsas. Hamsa is Viveki. Paramahamsa is Parama Viveki. Hamsa is the one who is in white in color, Shuddha Guna, that is called as Sattva Guna. Paramahamsa is Shuddha Sattva Guna. So Shuddha Sattva Guni, Parama Vivek Karne Wala, he will discover Brahman alone everywhere. Everything other than him is only the projected out of Maya in the mind. So such Paramahamsa Gatiyon ko, Paramahamsa लोगों को गति जो परमात्मा है उनको हम नमस्कार कर रहे हैं. Such a powerful, big, exhaustive shloka. You have seen it, no? Chant once more a beautiful two shlokas. Kuto Shivam ta charanambujasavam. Kuto Shivam ta charanambujasavam. Mahan manasto mukha nisrutam kvachitu. Vivanti karna putairalam prabho. Deham vrutam deha kruta smritichidam. Hitvatmadhama vitatma krutatriyavastam. Ananda samplavam akhandam akunda bodham. कालोपसृष्ट निगमावन आत्मयोग मायाकृतिम परमहंस गतिम नताः स्म. अब देखो the language Sanskrit in few words, how much of wisdom it has hidden. Therefore, how great is language Sanskrit itself, and how great is the knowledge itself, which is so vast, so mind blowing. And how much must be the great are those Rishi Munis who have conceived this knowledge, experienced this knowledge, and spread out this knowledge in the form of satsanga and shastras through this language. Now, having that glorious Sanatana Dharma, and we belong to that, not knowing its glory, we just insult, humiliate, belittle it, absolutely, obviously deserve to be kicked out of this religion and born somewhere in the useless other fanatic places. Undeserving fellows. Know the glory of our Hinduism, Shastra, Sanatana Dharma, in that the Rishimuni Guru Parampara, in that Jnana Marga, Bhakti Marga, Yoga Marga. Stick to that along with your outer contribution, small or big, wherever are placed by the God. This is how a life should be chalked out completely as early as possible and stick to that. So in this way, so beautifully, Yudhishthira and other Rajas reply to Krishna. So we salute to you, O Lord, who are Paramahamsa Gati and who is also taken the Yogamaya ke karan this Rupa for the protection of the Shastra and through that for the protection of the Dharma which is being disturbed in the Kala. And you are that when we worship, you give us the Akunta Bodha, which is your own essential nature. You give us the Ananda Samplavam, which is your own essential nature. And you are the one who remove the three avasthas which are born out of the three identities of three Sharira. So you give us the Turiya Avastha, Ananda Avastha, the Jnana Avastha. So Satyam Jnanam Anantam Anubhuti Dene Wala. And further, as a Manusya Akriti, आकर शास्त्र और धर्म का रक्षण करने वाला. And for the Paramahamsa, he is the Gati. Now, the Paramahamsa is a sannyasi who give up everything, becomes extremely thoughtful, meditative in between the real and unreal. Therefore, some one or two in the whole world may be there Paramahamsa. This notion, as long as there, that notion creating mind is the biggest devil cheat. What is the answer here? The answer is every one of us have to become Paramahamsa. Hamsa does discrimination. We have the discrimination of which hotel to go, what food to eat, whom to marry or what वस्त्र to buy, what house. ये तो हमसे कर ही रहे, उसको भी धर्म के अनुसार करना है. Paramahamsa means what is real and unreal, the one who's contemplated and reality only as God. Unreal he understood as unreal. He is not making the unreal as real and forgetting the real. वो परमहंस हर एक को बनना है. This notion, this ignorance that one has to become the Tattva Jnani, Atma Jnani, giving up every worldly responsibility, that we cannot do. Therefore, only very rare can be Paramahamsa. It is a wrong notion. Every individual, while going through his duties outside due to prarabdha and also sukha dukkha, he should aim at becoming Paramahamsa. That is acme, that's perfection. That's what is the ultimate evolution to be reached. That's possible only to the human being, and it's a prathama kartavya of the human being. Where did we study that? Kartavyata buddhi in one of the text, morning or in the evening. So all of us have to become Paramahamsa. Huh? You can change your board, Mr. So and so Paramahamsa MLLB. Interesting. Who says who should not become Paramahamsa? Why are we conditioning our minds and justifying to be continuously at the three Serira level and going through three avasthas as a samsari, creating more vasanas through indulgences, guaranteeing bandhana in the subsequent lives? This is a wrong education. Every one of us, after the going through of Grahastha Ashrama, Vyudhaya, coming out of three Ashanas, through this process, has to become, everyone will have to become Paramahamsa. सबका जन्म सिद्ध कर्तव्य है वो. To reach to that kartavya, you have to struggle depending on your own vasanas, your own prarabdha. But goal wo hona hai. That's why we saw in Bhagavatam 3-4 times said, any guru or mother or father, any friend, relative, elders who tell you the Paramatma as the goal alone is the well-wisher. He alone is the correct person, matured person. Anybody who doesn't tell Bhagavan as goal, tells anything else as a dharma, artha, kama as the goal, he himself is immature. Don't follow him. We are not animals only to go for artha, kama. We are human beings. तो ह्यूमन बीइंग एज अ हमको मनुष्य जीवन दिया ही परमात्मा को पाने के लिए. बुद्धि, मन, इंद्रिय, शरीर, then the gurus, the shastras, the satsanga, all of that are given what for? To discover the self. So the one who's trying to discover self is Paramahamsa. Therefore, we are all Paramahamsa in the making. We must become. See what's happening. People, whoever are the great, grand, glorious speakers on Shastra, not insistingly telling us that our goal should be Paramatma. To do the sadhana, we can't insist because that depends on your own evolution. But in insisting that the goal is Paramatma, we should not leave any kasat. That's why Bhagavan Krishna, to that mundane question of Arjuna, should I fight or run away? He gave the Paramamsa Gati as the Laksha first. Paramatma as the Laksha. Nainam Chinnandi Shastrani, each he started talking that, keeping that ultimate goal in mind, trying to reach to that goal. Anything you do become sadhana, it won't bound, it will not bind you, it will not be a samsara, including this for terrible civil war in which you have to kill your own guru, grandfather, your friends, relatives. In सबको भी मारना, तुम्हारे लिए संसार नहीं बनेगा. That's what he concludes in the 18th chapter. यस्य न अहंकृता भावः बुद्धि यस्य न लिप्यते. Hattvamsa iman loka nahanti na nibadhyate. The one who has no ahankara in doing, nor any selfishness in the doing, even though he kills the whole world, he is neither the killer nor he will be bound by the action of killing. You are talking about few people around. The whole world also you kill. You are not the sinner. Like that Bhagavan does during the pralayam. He is not a sinner. Because there is no ahankara, there is no swartha for him. यस्य न अहंकृतभावः बुद्धि यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वांसि इमान् लोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते. This conclusion Krishna gives the 18th chapter, where he starts in the 2nd chapter. First keep the goal Paramatma, then tune everything towards that. If goal is made as Paramatma and if you aim to reach to him and do everything, everything is right. If Paramatma is not goal, everything, anything else is goal. Any noblest thing you do, that also is wrong because Paramatma is not goal. So I tell you it already. फर्स्ट स्टेप में गलती हो गया तो आगे आगे जाकर करेक्ट कैसा होगा? वेरी सटल इट इज. परमहंस गति इज एवरीबॉडीज लक्ष्य, शुड बी योर एंड माइन. To reach to that, all the other things we go through. In that only our liberation is there. Otherwise, these people have landed Chandrayaan. So what? एक दिन सब मरेंगे. So they will be born as some people as depending on their own samskara and prarabdha. Like among us also, there must be many people in our earlier lives much greater than these projects we might have done. but not reached Paramatma, therefore bhatak rahe as a jiva. Who cares if somebody is a samrat, if somebody is raja, a scientist, a doctor? These are all not goals. These are only worldly achievements. That's it. Remember it. Even Brahmadeva, if he has not recognized his oneness with the Brahma Tattva, he can be any postman or courier service. Chances are there. Like a president of India after retirement. Where is the Ramanatha Kovinda and his wife? Nobody knows. What, 5 years? Whole country saluting him. Anybody? So, see, these are all achievements. That's what is Vedanta glory. Even Hiranyagarbha Sthiti, Brahma Sthiti, Brahmadeva also is not ultimate. Brahma Bhona Lokaha Punaravartinaha Mamupeti Dukaunteya Punarjanam Vidyate. लिखो पुनर् लाखों जन्म लगे, that's secondary. करोड़ों जन्म लगे, secondary. बीच में भटकते रहे, गिरते रहे, उठते रहे, that's all different. But are we निश्चय युक्त in our buddhi that the goal is reaching Paramatma? Our exhaustion of studying 5,000 classes in last 3.5 years will be fruitful if this one thing clicks to your heart and my heart. That goal cannot be anything other than Paramatma Prapti. If this is achieved, मैं कहता हूँ आपने मेरे को दक्षिणा दे दी, ऋषियों को दक्षिणा दे दी, आप कुछ नहीं देना किसी को, बस उस मार्ग में चलो, आगे बढ़ो. If that conviction has come, and slowly how to reach, what is to be done, what is to be not done, what is to be given up, धीरे धीरे करते जाओ तो पहुंच जाओ. Any goal other than Paramatma, it is wrong, because anything other than Paramatma is Maya, it is Mithya, it is illusion. After knowing Paramatma, again everything is truth, because there is nothing other than Paramatma, then you will enjoy thereafter. Before reaching Paramatma, Paramatma alone is the goal. After reaching Paramatma, everything is Paramatma only. You revel in that. This is what is the meaning here. Paramahamsa gatim natahasma. Such a beautiful are these shlokas. Excellent it is. I'll chant once more. Kuto shivam taccharanambujasavam mahanmanasto mukhanisrutam kvachito vivandhiye karnaputairalam prabho deham bhratam dehakrutasmrutichidam hitvatmadhama vidhutatma krutatyavastham ananda samplavam akhandamakunthabodham कालोपसृष्टनिगमावन आत्तयोग मायाकृतिं परमहंसगतिं नताहस्म. अच्छा है कि नहीं? तीन ही श्लोक. These two sets of 3 shlokas of Krishna giving Jnanopadesha to Draupadi. Then here the 3 shlokas are 2 shlokas of Yudhishthira and other rajas thanking and praying to the Lord are containing the entire essence of the Jnanam we have to gain and abide in. देखो पूरे उपनिषद पढ़ना है पढ़ो, अब इतना पढ़कर साधना करो भी तो करो, हो गया. Now comes after this is done the Rishi Ruvacha. Rishi here is our great Shukadev ji. What he says, iti. Now next look I am doing, which will be the introduction to the discussion between Draupadi and all the Krishna Patnis. Now this sublime topic of Krishna Tattva, Krishna is Paramatma, Bhaktas, how with Viveka, they choose only the Lord, they themselves become Paramahamsa, and for them the Gati is Paramatma, they reach that only, and for that from the beginning they worship God only, as a result of which the 3 Deha Tadatmya and 3 Avasthas are transcended, and then they aim at Ananda Sambhavam, Akhanda, Akunta Bodham. So all that things, very sublime teaching is over. Now Shukadev ji says, iti, in this way, Uttama Shloka Shikhamanim. That Uttama Shloka Shikhamani. Shikhamani is the jewel which is on the head or on the crown. Who is that? Uttama Shloka is whose name and fame is gloriously sung. So जिनका नाम बहुत बढ़िया गाया जाता है उनमें से शिखामणि रूपी लॉर्ड कृष्ण का इत्थम जनेषु अभिष्टुवत्सु. When all the rajas and other prajas, even Yudhishthira, when they were doing the extreme stuti, excellent stuti, इतने में क्या हुआ? अंधक कौरव स्त्रियः. See, andhaka means all the Yaduvamshastas are called as andhakaha. That is Andhaka Raja was there, so that also. And Kaurava Striyaha, Kuru Vamshavale, jo bhi aaye the, they all Sametya. They met at one place. And why they met? Not to again talk any other nonsense. Govinda Katha Mitha Agranan. talking about Lord Krishna's glory and to each other. Triloka Gitaha and these Govinda Gathas by then have become famous to be sung in all the three worlds. Shunu Varne Amite. So I am going to do Varnana for you. O Parikshit Sunosko. And in that, the three lines are the story aspect of every sloka. Fourth is the one which the glory of these each of the Patnis of Krishna, which Shukadevji wants to convey to Parikshit. So, to once for all, the clarity comes. Though those all have lived like the Patnis of Krishna, but more than that, they were all Parama Bhaktas of Krishna, Dasis of Krishna, Sadhakas of Krishna Tattva. They were all are blessed with the Tattva Jnana, Brahma Jnana. Some of them little later after Krishna Avatara, when Uddhavji teaches them in the Vrindavana, we studied it in our Bhagavata Mahatmya Skandha Puranam, just a month back, exactly 1 month back. So here Draupadi Uvacha, Draupadi is talking to all the Krishna Patnis. See, He Vaidarbhi, He Vidarbha Raja Putri, who is she? Rukmini, Achyutaha, uh, so Achyuta is how the Krishna married to you, all that. Hey Vaidarbhi, O Vidarbha Putri, Rukmini, Hey Bhadre, one of the 8 wives of Krishna is Bhadra, Hey Jambavati, that Kosala Putri, another one, Hey Satyabhame, then Hey Kalindi, that Yamunaji, Hey Shaibye, Hey Rohini. Rohini is one representative of those 16,000 wives. Rohini is not one of the 8. So to Hey Lakshmane, the 8th one, Hey Krishna Patyaha. So Rukmini, first marriage, Jambavati, second marriage, Satyabhama, third marriage, Nagnachiti, the fourth marriage, Kalindi, the fifth one, Mitravinda, the sixth, the Bhadra, the seventh, the Lakshmana, the eighth one. Eighth wives are there. Hey Krishna Patyaha, oh Krishna Patis, Etat Naha Brutavo. Please you tell us what is that? Achyutaha, that what you have to bring here. Achyutaha Bhagavan, that Bhagavan Achyutaha, Swayam Upayeme Yatha, how he married you. Lokam Anukurvan Samaya. He is a Bhagavan, he is an Achyuta, we know. But with his Maya, Anukurman Lokan means he is as a Kshatriya born there and as an ordinary human being. How he married you all. So she knows. Samaya Lokam Anukurvan. His own invoking is Maya. In the Loka Riti say he married. That I know. I just want to know the story aspect of it. See, how did he marry all of you? Each one you tell. When it is asked, so each of the wives say in one shloka. Only the last one, the Lakshmana, tells the entire story. So tomorrow we'll go through this topic. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namo Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Bhurvosvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Deva Savita Prasava Satyam Tardena Parsinjami Amrute Amrita Pranaya Pana Vyana Udana Samana Brahmane Brahmarpanam Madhya Madhya Amritapane Uttaravoshnastupa Om Neelamega Shyama Krishna Nitya Jagan Mohana Krishna Bala Gopala Krishna Bhavya Mangalam Venugana Lola Krishna Vedanta Vedya Krishna Bhakta Janadhara Krishna Paramadaya Vadi Krishna Mukti San Murti Mangalam Gita Mridata Krishna Parama Artha Sadrupa Krishna Sarvamangalam Rama Om Natatra Suryo Bhadra Chandradarakam Nema Vijito Bhadri Tameva Bhandavar Bhad Sarvam Sivasa Sarvagam Bhad Narayana Itmeheva Srivatanda Vishnu Pachada Mangalam Sri Parsadruva Gita Charya Mangalam Vyasa Vishnu Pai Vyasa Yogindraya Namastasmai Shukaya Brahmarupane Samsara Sarvashta Vishnu Bol Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Shastra Ki Jai Sri Veda Shukadeva Sudhadi Bhagavatacharya Ki Jai Bhagavan Sab Santan Ki Jai Sadhunath Maharaj Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana Antargata Samast Bhagavad Avatar Ki Jai Bhagavad Bhakt Gana Ki Jai Samast Rishman Devata Gana Ki Jai बोलो भाई सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु गण की जय अस्मत् गुरु परंपरा की जय. Thank you friends. Please join in 2 minutes for our Adhyatma Ramayana.